to the video, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope you've had a productive week, whether it's in life in general or Amazon FBA. It's always positive stuff, right? So it's Thursday today, we're nearly at the weekend, and I wanted to post a video with you guys on the topic of perceived value, something that is very, very important when selling on Amazon, something that you need to consider as an Amazon seller, and I want to give you a bit of an insight into the topic in this video. Something that I talk about quite a lot in my various YouTube videos, but it tends to be sort of embedded at some point in between the videos, so I wanted to put a general video up talking about the topic. So perceived value, what you know, Dale, what are you even talking about? What does that mean? How does it tie in with, you know, me as an existing seller, or me as someone who's, you know, interested in starting to sell on Amazon? So, but that dog, I'm gonna go in before I lose it, before I lose my right. So yeah, perceived value. What am I talking about? So perceived value essentially is, as a customer, when you receive something, how do you value it, right? What is it worth to you when you receive it? Now, obviously, when we're selling products on the Amazon marketplace, we want our perceived value to be high for the customer. So when they buy our product, whether it's £5, £10, £25, we want them to feel like it's worth more than they paid for it. Certainly worth what they paid, but, you know, in an ideal world, worth more than that. So this is where product packaging comes into play, and this is one way that you can satisfy this sort of, you know, this area of your Amazon FBA business. So, you know, when we're looking at packaging, I'll give you an example. When you let's say, for example, you were to purchase a Jamie Oliver tray, for example, right? A baking tray, and you know, from the brand Jamie Oliver's baking trays, if that's even a brand, but I'm sure they sell baking trays. What would you expect, right? When you buy that, just gonna take a sit down here. When you buy that product, what do you expect? What are your expectations of how it's going to be when you get it? Now, if that product came in a poly bag, a clear plastic frosted poly bag with no packaging, no branding, and you bought it for $19.99 or, you know, $12.99, you're likely to be unhappy with that purchase. You'd receive it and think, you know, is this real? You might think, you know, it might also affect your perception of the quality of the tray. Even if it's no different to, you know, if it was packaged properly, you'd still have that that first, you know, first impressions count, right? You'd have that first impression when you opened the box, the Amazon box, and saw that it was just in a clear frosted bag, that it wasn't worth much, right? So, and we compare that. So if we were to receive a Jamie Oliver tray and it was to come in a, you know, in a small, narrow, long box with a picture of Jamie Oliver on it, you know, cooking a roast chicken, whatever Jamie Oliver likes to cook, in his oven, you know, high definition photo with all of the features of the tray, you know, non-stick, blah 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 blah, you know, listed on the box itself, you would, and it was an attractive design as well. You would open that, and that would be what you would expect when you were buying a tray from that brand itself, right? You would expect that. You wouldn't expect it to come in a clear poly bag. Now, there's a reason why they do that, right? Big brands, and just brands in general, don't sell you typically products that just come in, you know, a bag, right? A clear white bag with no branding on it that's just been like sellotaped together, right? There's a reason why they put a lot of effort into their branding, right, and their perceived value of the product. So we want to increase our perceived value of the product, and one way of doing that, just one, is from the packaging. So something that I see quite a lot with students is, you know, Dale, can I, you know, I've been offered, you know, clear plastic poly bagging from my supplier. They've offered to throw it in for like free / like very little, a very small cost, sorry, to you as a business. And, you know, it will open my margin up a little bit. And my sort of view on that is, it's the wrong thing to do, right? When you are getting to the stage when you're working with a supplier, packaging should be something that you really do consider. It should be something that is, you know, up there with, you know, the as important as product images. And, you know, you really need to work hard on your branding and your outer packaging. Now, if your supplier can't put together a package for you for your packaging, No, it doesn't make sense. If they can't put together something for you, an offer, or if they're not capable of facilitating getting something sorted for you, you can source elsewhere, right? Alibaba themselves have companies that solely deal with packaging, so you don't need to go directly through your supplier if they're unable to do it. And I have students who they aren't able to do it, but you can outsource and then have it shipped from one supplier to the other, and that's very easy. It's not a big deal to do that. And what it means is, when you are selling your product, right, if you're selling a £12.99 product, if you spend that extra dollar on the packaging, right, firstly, you can increase your price. And when people receive it, they won't, their expectations will match up with the price that they paid for it, opposed to if you had a clear poly bag and the packaging was awful. So I am a strong advocate for good packaging, and I believe that anyone who teaches Amazon FBA would agree that it is something that you have to factor in. It is an extra cost, but it's something that you can counter with your price. At worst case scenario, you can up your price to counter for an extra dollar that you spend on packaging. And additionally, we as sellers on Amazon, we're trying to create a brand, a private label brand. We work so hard on that process. It's something that I focus on a lot, on the channel and also within my course. It's a huge part of this, creating a brand and increasing that perceived value through the branding and creating customer loyalty. And you obviously have to consider brand awareness on the platform, creating a storefront. People will obviously receive follow-up emails from you as a seller, and then be reintroduced to new products that you're launching. All of these things tie in together, and if your packaging lets you down, it's letting the brand down. If I bought an Apple Mac and the website is fantastic, the images are fantastic, all of the features, details, benefits, the text is quality, gives me all the information that I need to make the purchase, and then the laptop comes in a white bag that's glued together, a white see-through bag, I think, this is inauthentic, or I've been ripped off here, or this maybe it doesn't match the quality that I expected it to be. And we can satisfy that point so easily just by having good packaging. So yeah, super easy one, right? Tie it in with the brand, all these things tie in together, and take it seriously, basically. If you're currently selling and you're thinking, oh God, I've missed out on this now because I am using a very basic packaging or a white bag, just have a look at making improvements for the next order. You can easily change your product images, and I like to have a photo of my packaging within the product image if possible, because again, it increases the perceived value. People know, and they know what to expect, and they know what they're getting, and they believe the product's worth more when they're viewing it on Amazon. So I'm actually getting sunburnt in March, and sunburnt in March. I hear it's absolutely boiling today. It's such a lovely day. But yeah, it's a very basic point, right? But it's something that a lot of people overlook. Similar to the images, right? I'm going to get any old images done. Images are also very important, but perceived value and packaging is key. Now, think about this as well. Another point, whilst I'm not going off on tangents too much, is that when you buy something, if it comes, again, packaged very, very well, you're less likely to return it, right? Because you believe that you've made a good purchase, or this is a quality item. This isn't some, guy selling it out of his garage. This is a brand, this is a private label brand. They probably won't know it's a private label brand, but it's quality, right? So it will reduce returns in turn. Now, as well as that, you're likely to have better reviews, because if you have better packaging, people will be happier overall and satisfied with their purchase, and obviously that in turn again means that there's an increased chance of getting a review from that purchase. If something comes in a poly bag, maybe you're less likely to review. I would be personally, and it's common sense that if you have better packaging and an overall better experience for the customer when they open the product, they're more likely to leave a positive review. So two things there that are sort of sub-benefits or indirect benefits from the perceived value, which is also very important because you can charge more, etc. So packaging is important, and it's a simple topic, but it's a topic that isn't discussed much, and I believe that really having a solid strategy for having as higher perceived value as possible with the product, and again, there's lots of other ways that you can increase perceived value, but packaging is one of the main sort of areas that people tend to overlook. So I hope you guys found that useful. I know it's very basic one, but it's again something that needs to be considered. And yeah, I mean, I'm actually heading out this afternoon for a game of tennis. It's quite sunny outdoors today, so I've got a lot of work done this morning. I was up at 5 today doing a circuit in the gym, which nearly killed me, but it was worth it. It's worth getting up early, right? You have a very productive day when you get up early. You get everything done super early in the day, and you can enjoy the afternoon or the later afternoon. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions, post them below, and I'll get back to you as always. And yeah, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one.